In this video, we will learn how you can deploy your own virtual machine or Amazon EC2 instance. So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. So EC2 is like cloud version of virtual machine. So we will first of all learn how you can create your AWS account as well as how to deploy your EC2 instance. So let's get started. So first of all, open your web browser and open aws.com. Now, to create an account, click on My Account, AWS Management Console, then create a new AWS account, provide your email address as well as your account name. Thereafter, AWS will ask some details like your credit card information and your address details. So you can just fill up those things, and after verifying your account, it will charge you around $1 for the account verification. After creating an account, to log into your account, go to sign into an existing AWS account, enter your email address, click on next, then enter your password and sign in. You can also set up two-factor authentication for your AWS account for the security purpose. Now, whenever you create a AWS account, so select a student account. So if you select student account, you will have access to free resources on AWS for the period of 1 year. That means the instances which are free tier eligible means there is very lower configuration like 30 GB of storage and lower version of hardware capabilities. You can deploy that for free of cost if you are a student. So you can select that account. This is just for the practice purpose, but if you want to deploy in a production environment, then you will have to purchase the instances. Now, to deploy a EC2 instance, simply click on services, then compute, then EC2. So this is our EC2 dashboard. Now, here it is showing me there are 0 instances running. So means there are 0 instances or virtual machines which are in running state. Here are availability zone for my uh, AWS. So these are the data centers of AWS. So you can select any availability zone. Suppose if you are deploying any instance in Ohio data center, and thereafter you switch data center to another, that time it will not show you running instances for different data center here. So make sure if you are deploying any instance in any particular region, make sure to keep that running. Or if you use different data center to run different instances, then Amazon will charge you for that. So use only one data center at a time. Okay, so currently I have selected Europe, Stockholm. Now to deploy a virtual machine, click on launch instance, or you can click on this drop down menu and deploy instance from any template which you have previously configured. So I didn't configure any template for the instance, so I will simply click on launch instance. Now give any name or tag to your instance. So I will just give it any test name, test instance. Okay, select the image for your instance. So you can click on browse for more AMIs or select from available here. Now here you can see there is a one checkbox like free tier eligible, means this instance is available for free of cost. So if I use this configuration, then Amazon will not charge me anything for this. But if I select any different one, then Amazon will charge me for that. So we are going to deploy Red Hat operating system. Then instance type. So instance type means hardware configuration for your instance. So T3.micro, which is having two virtual CPUs, 1 GB memory, and other things. And if you select any different one, then it is a paid instance. Okay, so I will just keep free tier eligible instance type. Then key pair. So key pair is used to securely access your instance. There are usually two types. One is .pm format, another one is .ppk format. If you have already created your key pair, you can select it from here, or if you want to generate a new one, you can click on create a new key pair. Give it any name you want, then select its type, then private key file format. So previously AWS was able to deploy only .pm keys, but now they have also enabled .ppk. So like most of the IT guys uses putty software to access instances. So putty only supports .ppk format. So previously they were used to convert .pm to .ppk format using puttygen, but now AWS is directly providing .ppk format. So you can select any format as you want and click on create key pair. So I have already created one of my key pair, which is decryptor.pm. So I will select that. Here are some network related configuration. You can select network as per your requirement. Then firewall. So in firewall you can select like who can access your instance, from where they can access your instance, or what should be the network, and what protocols they can access. So first of all, I'm creating a new security group. If you want, you can select any existing security group which have predefined configuration for your network security. So if I select allow SSH traffic from anywhere, so SSH is a secure shell which runs on port 22 by default, which is used to take backend or CLI access, command line access for your virtual machine. Okay, here anywhere I'm using 0.0.0/0, means uh, IP address, any IP address in the world or any subnet mask in the world can take a SSH access of my machine. You can allow HTTPS traffic as well as HTTP traffic as per your requirement. Then configure a storage for your machine. So I am selecting here one volume of 10 GB. Okay, 10 is the minimum. If I select here 8 or 9 or 7, that won't work. So you have to select here 10, which is by default. You can select more than that, but not less than that. Also make sure you should not deploy more than 30 GB of your volume. If you do that, then you will have to pay for that. You can also add additional volume into your machine by click on add a new volume. So there is no need to add as of now, so I will just remove it. You can attach another volume in future also by deploying a new volume and attaching to your virtual machine. Okay, so here are some advanced details about your machine. You can just go through it. So as of now, I'm not going to do any changes here. Now, number of instances. So like number of machines you want to deploy, you can select it from here. So currently we are just going to deploy one machine. So I will click on one, then launch instance. You can see we have successfully initiated launch of our instance. So here is unique ID for our instance. You can click here to view the details of your instance. Okay, now you can see our test instance is currently in running state and status check is initializing. You can click on your instance name, which will give you brief information about your instance like its ID, its hostname type, its private resource DNS name. So we are using IP for here. Then auto assigned IP address. So this is our public IP address which is accessible anywhere in the world. If you have selected any identity and access management role, it will be displayed here, our platform and all other details. So to access this machine, you will need this public IPv4 address. So like this, you can easily deploy your Amazon EC2 instance for your practice purpose. If you want, you can configure your own virtual machine on VMware or VirtualBox or using any virtualization technique or Docker or Kubernetes. You can use anything as per your need.